by a man with a machete. Canadians deserve to feel safe when they ride public transit, Mr. Speaker. When will the Liberals take responsibility for these violent crime incidents and do the work to keep our communities safe?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, I share my colleagues' concern, which is precisely why I've been in touch, and a number of my colleagues have been in direct contact with the City of Toronto to make sure they're getting the support they need when it comes to mental health, when it comes to homelessness, poverty, and other social determinants which lead to crime. We're also providing additional supports for law enforcement, Mr. Speaker, and at each and every critical juncture when the Conservatives have had an opportunity to support the measures, what have they done? They have voted against. If they're serious about protecting our communities, they should support the policies of this government, because that is how we are going to better do that. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Kildonan St. Paul.
Speaker, the Liberals have had 8 years to deal with violent crime, and it's only gone up 32% in that time, Mr. Speaker. And in fact, gang murders are up 92%. In fact, everything the Liberals have done to say they're doing it for public safety has resoundingly failed Canadians, Mr. Speaker. And maybe if that minister would stop going after the tools used by sports shooters, hunters, and farmers, and instead focus his attention going after repeat violent offenders getting bail in our communities, we would see a decrease in crime. We would see results in our communities, Mr. Speaker. So when is this Liberal government going to wake up and, again, do the work and keep our communities safe?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we are doing that work. We're doing that work by introducing a national ban on assault-style rifles, which have been used in some of the worst mass killing shootings in this country's history. We are doing that work with Bill C-21, which would raise maximum sentences against hardened gun traffickers. What is my colleague doing with regards to that bill? Her and her party have been filibustering it. They should stop doing that. They should study the bill. They should support our policies. They should also support the investments that we provided to both law enforcement and addressing the root causes of crime when it comes to the Building Safer Communities Fund. They voted against each and every one of them. They should reverse course.
Honorable député de Bellechasse-les-Échemins-Lévis.
Bon après-midi, Monsieur le Président.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. When we think of Canada, we think of a prosperous, peaceful, and safe country. Unfortunately, the situation has not been true for the last 8 years. During that time, the Prime Minister has been in office. Violent crime went up by 32%. In big cities, people, especially women, are afraid to walk alone. That's not Canada. When is this government going to act to protect victims rather than protecting criminals? The Honourable Minister for Justice. Mr. Speaker, we're reinforcing the system to support victims. We've invested significantly to protect victims in many cases. What's the best thing for victims? A legal system that works without being backlogged, that's more efficient. And that is what we're doing. We're dedicating resources to the most serious cases to reduce backlog and help victims. We'll continue in that direction while the opposition just seeks to create conflict.
Mr. Speaker, Canadians are doing everything right, but they're still having to stretch their budgets to keep up with rising food costs.